Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, coming to you live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans, the number one, at David G. Evans 1. We're so glad that you joined us today. We want you to give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. Our toll-free number is 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS. Why don't you give us a call and talk to us? We'd love to. We love our first-time callers. We love our legacy callers, those that have been with us throughout the years. All of you are invited to call and talk to us as we talk about those things which we believe are important to you both nationally, regionally, internationally, locally. As we talk about those things, but always from a kingdom, a biblical perspective, always giving you an understanding that you have to know, even though you're born again, you've got to understand what's going on. But more importantly than that, or just as importantly, you need to know how to react to the things that you're experiencing today. And in this world of change every single day, we won't say change as it relates to transformation, but change either front, going forward or backward. You need to know how God sees you in the midst of these repeated waves that are coming in. So we're glad that you join us. We need you to like us on the platform that you're on if you can. Subscribe to us. That would really help the program. Each week we hope that we can get at least 1,000 likes. That will help us in the algorithm regarding other people finding us and our audience becoming wider. So we once again thank you for joining us. Why don't you tag a few people, invite them to join us this morning. Our world famous co-host is here, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith. How you doing, man?
Good morning.
Lot going on.
Yeah.
I know we try to avoid controversy from time to time, but I am, a couple months ago, I started telling our pastors that this whole political wave that's coming, that there are other people involved, other ethnicities involved, but that this thing was really about African Americans in the United States. And then I began to see, and I wanted to be wrong, but then I began to see the things that are being done. I was unaware that the White House website was being scrubbed of Black history. Jackie Robinson taken off. I mean, just
They restored it after the backlash.
well after.
After. Yeah.
And said it was a mistake.
Right.
But
No.
you know, tearing down certain monuments that have been built. Just an asserted effort to not just de-emphasize, but almost eliminate any kind of history that does not include America looking like it's always been a wonderful place. And it is absolutely, and has been, the strongest nation in the world. It absolutely has done some of the greatest things and impacted the world in positive ways. But we cannot begin to, I mean, it's just like a family. I know people don't talk about Uncle Bob, but Uncle Bob is real.
Yeah.
You know, you got kids get in trouble. You know, so to try to give the impression that our history is without fault, it's just, it makes us look like we're nonsensical when you want us not to think about what everybody knows is true.
Right. Try to rewrite history.
Yes,
And reframe it into.
it's silly.
Yeah.
Because you can't just rewrite it for Native Americans, which, you know, they've tried to de-emphasize for years. You cannot take our place out of history. You cannot take Italian, Irish, English immigrants out of the equation. You cannot take out the fact that the initial people that came over were not the best of society, and they got here and had to work for their freedom. They were indentured servants. They gave them the bus ride from Europe, from wherever else, and then, all right, when you get here, you're going to have to work this off.
Yep.
And then it took decades to work it off.
Yep.
But people wanted to be free so badly. They were willing to sacrifice that.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that we weaken our history by taking out the things that people were allowed to overcome because they were here.
Yes. 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 And this this thought of, let's remove this belief that African Americans built up a lot of this country, physically, buildings, plantations, the economy of the South, which the North benefited from also, and to continue to perpetuate this lie that if you want to make it in America, all it takes is hard work, resilience, and you can be wealthy just like everybody else.
Well, that's not true.
And we know that's not true.
That's just not true. So if that's true, then why is the top 0.5%, the billionaires that a lot of working people don't like? Now, here's my problem. I don't know anyone in my lifetime that does not want to make more money.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's a very common pursuit. You want to do better for yourself. You want to do better for your family if you have one. You want to do better for your parents if you have one. I don't know anybody that doesn't want to make more money. But I don't understand, and in some ways I do, the resentment for those that have. Now, does wealth create an inequity? Absolutely. You know, do you think for a moment, and this is political, that if Barack Obama started erasing people's history,
Oh, please.
that anyone would say it was okay?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm all for make all the money you want, but don't hurt people in the process.
Well, we're talking about capitalism with compassion.
That's the problem I
There you
have
go, there
with
you
rich people. Sorry, they're willing to hurt their.
Oh, yeah.
They're willing to hurt their own people just to make. To me, it's like, okay, you know, the quarterback from the Bills just got a new contract. Right?
Okay.
Big money. And they were like, well, how come you didn't go for an extra $10 million a year? And he was like, what can I do at $60 million that I can't do at $50 million at this point? And it's not that he wouldn't mind making an extra 10.
Sure.
It's just he's not going to hurt his team.
in order to get the more. And he's
Right.
And trust me, they've got some other incentives.
Thank you. But the premise is like, okay, it's cool you got $30 billion. Do you have to hurt people to make an extra $5 billion? Because what can't you do at 30 that you?
Isn't that amazing?
That's all I'm trying to say. It's like,
Well, it's cannibalism, not capitalism.
yeah,
And in that context of cannibalism, it means that the goal for getting them, like Mr. Musk, tell me that if he wasn't who he was, that he could have that proximity to the president.
oh no. The money, what he gave him, what, 200 some odd million
200
dollars?
some millions, yeah.
Yeah.
Now he lost 200 billion last week, and then I heard yesterday that they have to recall all of those ugly trucks.
Those Teslas, yep.
Yeah, all those ugly
Yeah,
trucks.
they're horrendous.
Just and they're getting backlash. People are selling them, trading them in, because the very people, environmentalists, that are pro electric car, they now find out that he's not concerned about the environment at all.
He's about some money.
They just about some money. So they trying to get rid of cars because now before they were a badge of, you know, really the very people that they say are quote unquote woke are the people that were buying electric cars.
Yes.
Now there's a few of us out of curiosity that got one.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anybody thought I was going to move from gas.
Right.
So, you know, and I like the car. I like it because it's fast,
Yeah.
you know.
I heard they drive well.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I had somebody try to travel alongside me on the way back from Victory last night.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
Hey,
not
could
an easy
happen.
thing. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do.
I
'Cause
know.
They run.
Yeah, I hear.
Okay,
I
so
hear.
moving right along. So I think that, you know, this political environment has people uneasy.
Yeah.
But also, I am so glad that we have our faith.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
I'm
sir.
so glad that we have faith in a God that has shown himself real
Yep.
and concerned.
Yep.
Not just now, but his record is good with us.
Yes, sir.
You know, so without it, I don't know what people would do. Yeah. But folk are coming to church.
Yeah, yeah.
All over.
All over. Something we'll talk about in the leadership meeting today. The first half of the plagues of Egypt, all of Egypt and Israel experienced. The second half of the plagues, God said, I'm going to make a distinction between my people and them.
That's right.
First half, everybody got it. And I just believe that God's going to move us into a place of distinction where his church is going to go through it, but go through it differently than everybody else.
I mean, they couldn't move off the earth.
Yeah. It's going to be different.
But it's going to be different. And I've been saying since November that the church is the safest place in America.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's upon
this rock
I'm building my
church. Yes, sir. And I was at a seminar just like you a couple weeks ago. Some were say, you know what? No matter what goes on, we're going to be okay. Others were, we don't know what's going on in the economy.
No faith.
What's going on in the world. And I'm like, well, trouble is an opportunity for God to make some moves. You know, you're troubled by what you see.
Yes.
But you're not lost of faith of what God can do with the trouble.
But I think those statements reveal a lot about the individual.
Yeah.
And I wonder sometimes when those statements are made, you know, we don't know what's going to happen with this, don't know what's going to happen with that. Is God preeminent, or have you added God to your resume? And your real dependence is on what you can control, and your insecurity is in what you can't control.
Yes.
So if my insecurity is in what I can't control, to a degree that it's troublesome, then that speaks to my faith, or my lack of faith. So
and for some of them, the success of the church is based off the success of the nation.
Yeah, that's
because
wrong.
they tie Christianity to America.
No.
And look,
you can't do that.
Kingdoms have come and gone, but the church has remained throughout all the centuries.
And people need to get with that, man.
Yeah.
You know.
But they believe that lie that America is a Christian nation, and we need politics to make sure America stays Christian, which is
But you can see the politics are doing everything that's not Christian.
I know.
For instance.
Yeah.
You can't, what are they going to do, rewrite the Bible now? You know, he said, when I was sick, did you come see about me? When I was in prison, did you come see about me? When I was hungry, did you feed me? That's what the Lord said.
Yep.
So how do you do things that put people at a disadvantage?
Yes.
And call yourself a Christian? Well, either a nationalist Christian or a cultural Christian.
Yeah.
Where's Jesus in that?
Yeah.
Where is the mistreatment in that? Period.
Yep. Because they tie Christianity to the color of their skin, and to that it's cultural Christianity. It's cultural Christianity. Yeah. And one guy said that. I was surprised he said it.
Said it.
Yeah. We're a nation of cultural Christians, but not disciples.
Yeah, he said he's cultural. He's a cultural Christian.
Yeah.
And they asked him, what does that mean? You know, I call myself one, so that means I'm one.
Right. Yeah. I know.
I saw Dave Chappelle, and I'm amazed at his brilliance and his fearlessness.
Yes.
And I think he purposely chooses the most controversial things going on in the country at the time.
Yep.
And he has not bought into some of the insanity that liberals want everybody to accept.
Yep.
Here's no, they want you to agree. I can accept that that's the way you feel.
Yep.
But I have no obligation to agree with you.
And we can go on about our day.
Yes.
You can live your life, I can live mine, and we be fine.
So we're not okay because I don't agree with you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to put all my support behind that. No, you do you. We disagree on that.
Yeah.
I accept the fact. Why can't you accept that I don't agree with you?
Because My lack of agreement with you doesn't stop you from
No,
living your life.
absolutely not.
Go do you.
But it's as though if you don't agree with me, you're against me. No. I accept you.
Yes.
But on this item here, I don't necessarily agree.
Yep.
I still don't believe that males ought to be able to play on female sports teams.
Absolutely.
It's just, it doesn't make any sense.
It's insane.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. I don't think you ought to get a trophy just because you got in line.
I know. I agree with you.
A show-up trophy? A participation trophy. Not what level of participation.
Yep.
But you have parents, it's going to get me in trouble.
No, go ahead.
You have parents who are trying to vicariously live through their children.
Yep.
So they didn't make the team. I never got a trophy. But I'm going to fight till you give my kid one who has less talent than I had.
Right.
I was bad. My son is bad. My daughter's bad. But I didn't get that trophy. You better give them one.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then we wonder why they don't have resilience, because everything's given to them easy.
And then the coach got to play them.
Yeah.
You know, the kids dropping balls all over the place.
I know.
Come on, Johnny.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Sit Johnny's behind. Maybe he needs to be the manager.
Yeah. And in some cases, you being benched actually will help you be a better person.
Observe the game.
Yeah. And learn.
Practice harder.
Yes.
Get out in the backyard with your kid and throw the ball back and forth. Your daughter wants to be a tennis player. Start with ping pong at home, or badminton. Start with something. Develop some eye-hand coordination.
Yeah.
You know, so she's not swinging in the air. I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
And then the kids grow up, can't stand any denial.
Yep.
Can't process any rejection. You know, how come? And you get a job, and I know this to be true. Grown men and women ask their mother or father to come to a meeting.
Yeah. I heard about that.
Because they disagreed with their performance review. What kind of nonsense is that?
As an adult, you're adult pride.
How do you bring your mom to your meeting to it because you disagree with your values? Now, mind you, you're late to work every day.
Yep.
We can't depend on you to fulfill one assignment. But you want, because they gave you a trophy for showing up in sports when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Now you think you ought to keep a job and, you know, not come. Or tell the job when you want to work.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. And you're seeing that more. The insanity of even those come out of college. I got a degree, so I should be making $80,000 a year.
No, you shouldn't.
Because that's my value.
No, you shouldn't.
You got no work experience.
None.
You ain't got. I don't deserve to start at the bottom. Everybody starts there. Work your way up for the most part.
It's like a singer who's never had a hit that wants to be treated like they got a Grammy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's just ridiculous.
I know.
This is On Point, the number one Saturday morning, forgive us for the tangent, number one Saturday morning Christian-based call and talk show in America, live each Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device. Please like us, subscribe to us, hit that notification bell. Give us thumbs up. We want to reach that 1,000 thumbs up so algorithm can get shaken up. We've got Scott from Vineland, New Jersey, Tom from Fort Lauderdale. Let's go to Scott. Good morning, Scott. How you doing?
What's up, it's Pastor Nick. What's happening?
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Man, look, I can't call it, man. If I had y'all's hands, I'd be good.
You'd cut them off.
It's always good talking to you guys. I have one question, actually two, and now I wanted to ask you a little question, but my question is...
That's three.
He said that's three. Now, my question is, how is Mr. Musk making all these decisions? Last time I checked, and not to be smart by all means, but anybody listening, he didn't get sworn in as vice president. So how is he making these decisions? And he was even sworn in to do nothing from nothing.
Let me tell you what. Let me tell you why. It's real simple. It's about as Trumpian as you can get.
Okay.
The deal is, these major decisions are quote unquote being made by someone other than the president. So when the president throws him under the bus, the president will throw him under the bus because he's historically done this. He'll throw him under the bus saying he made all those decisions.
Okay.
Now, mind you, he's writing executive orders and stuff that are absolutely supporting all this stuff. But he has a tendency to deflect. So it's going to be Musk. Now Musk is suffering financially, but Musk likes being around power.
Okay.
But here is my take. Biblically, people were previously saying that President Trump represented Cyrus in the Bible. Cyrus had a conquest mindset. Cyrus conquered a lot of lands, and Cyrus happened to conquer the land in which Babylon, in which some Israelites were enslaved.
Right.
Well, he also was an individual that respected everybody's religion. He did not want to cause a problem with your religion, so he was a guy that worshiped everybody's God. So number one, he had no God because he related to everybody's God. They had public worship, and he supported all of that.
Okay.
And then he decided that he wanted the Jews the Israelites out of Babylon. So he told them, you can go. So he deported them. But what he did was make the Israelites that stayed in Babylon finance the deportation.
Okay.
Now, so you got a guy that has no God, who conquers people, and some people that wanted to attach a religious identity to Mr. Trump, President Trump, use Cyrus as their example. He's a nationalist. He's nowhere near that. The better picture, if you have to find some identity, is Ahab being our president and Jezebel being Elon Musk. Now, why do I say that? Because Jezebel influenced the kingdom, was unelected. Influenced other nations and their nations, unelected. Persuaded Ahab to do terrible, terrible things until he got a reputation as one of the worst or the worst king in Israel's history by Jezebel, who's unelected. Now you tell me, is he more like Cyrus or is he more like Ahab, being influenced by an unelected individual, impacting nations and lives? And Ahab was petulant, always a victim, always down. A couple times Jezebel has to go to him, why are you laying around like this, all sad and depressed? You're the king, da-da-da-da-da. It's all poor me. If they got to have a biblical picture, he's closer to Ahab than he is to Cyrus. Okay,
I appreciate you clearing that up. And real quick question, now I want me to ask you guys, if you didn't mind, the segregation thing, she reads a lot unlike me. Let me throw that out there. She was reading that there's supposed to be some segregation that he's supposed to write an order for.
He already did it. He already wrote the order.
He already wrote it, now.
He already wrote the order. And in essence, without going into a long political tirade, the order says that in contracts, people who own businesses, they no longer have to have any kind of rules that prohibited segregation. So, if you want to build a colored bathroom and a white bathroom, you can build one.
Wow.
If you don't have to worry about being equitable in your projects, you don't have to be equitable in your hires. I've been telling people for months, this is about us, but what happened is the other people of color who have had proximity to whiteness didn't think they were included in this. The sign said colored. It means if you were not white, this is your bathroom. If you were not white, this is your fountain. This is your water fountain. This is where you get your food served. You can't come in here because we only allow white people to come in. Now, the reason I'm passionate about this is because I lived through that era.
Right.
I almost walked into a quote unquote white bathroom in Virginia, and my uncle had to call my name out from the car and say, no boy, you got to go to the other side. Yes. And I got back in the car confused because I came from Philly.
Right. Right.
But
where it didn't exist.
Subtly, more. It exists, Scott, But we up here, we were just more sophisticated about our racism. But down there, I saw the sign, and the same two signs were over the water fountain. And and at about 11 years old, I decided I was going to wait until we got to my uncle's mom's house. To my we called him uncle, but he wasn't. He was a cousin. To my cousin's mom's house to drink water. I decided that day, if I got to drink out of that fountain, which is obviously being drained into from the other fountain, I wasn't drinking out of that fountain that day. At 11, I said, "Oh no, we ain't doing that. Oh no, it's not going down that way."
You know, Dad had many stories. Of course, he came from Virginia. You know that, Bishop, and the stories he told me, I was just like, wow. And he witnessed it. He witnessed it, him and his two brothers,
and I think, Scott, that's why your father, who I knew well, and myself, our evaluation of public or social treatment is different. Your dad, if something wrong happened, he immediately went to the color of his skin. You guys, and this is not criticism, but you guys go through 4 or 5 other things before you say, I wonder if it's because I'm black.
Right.
So the era that you come through dictates how you decide whether some kind of inequitable treatment, what the cause is. I saw my daughter, who's deceased, talking to her, and the 8th or 9th possibility of why she didn't get X, Y, or Z was her color, because she really thought she was being treated like everyone else. And you guys are finding out now that, and I had a conversation with a friend of mine from India, and I asked, we were laughing about, talking about politics, and I said, so how does it feel to be the new Negroes? How do you all feel about that?
Probably didn't know what to say, had this look.
We both laughed because, sometimes you don't get the full effect of a thing until you get the full effect.
Until it happens to you.
Yeah, and I don't want black people to act like they have amnesia. We were divided by skin color so radically at one time that some lighter complected people didn't want to associate with darker complected people. That if you were light complected and brought a dark complected person home as a friend, or especially as a possible love relationship, you had your family like, no, you're not doing that. Because the closer you were to white in my time that I've lived as a black person, and so we can't act like we haven't known about this stuff. We were doing it with our own race. The closer you were to white, the prettier you were. The more beautiful, the more white characteristics you had as a black person, the more attractive you were, the more accepted you were, over and over again. And then all of a sudden we're acting like we don't understand what this color structness is all about. We lived it.
Yes.
We lived it.
Yes, I know. And again, not to be racist by all means, me and I was saying a lot of Indians and Pakistanis come over here and act up towards us. And she was reading once again that they call them the sand, the N-word.
Yeah, but on the same time, some of my Indian friends, because they wanted to consider themselves in proximity to whiteness, and they had a level of acceptance because they were not quote unquote black, thought they were actually being accepted. That Ramaswamy guy found out. The lady told him. I saw the interview. She said, you saying all the right things, but I still wouldn't vote for you. He said, well, why not? He said, because
your name, your color,
all that. She went right down the list on it. So
he sat there and smiled.
But because he had to. Yeah. But he was thinking, because he was not black, that he was not being considered. Yeah. But that's, we went through it in our own culture.
Yes.
And it was quite divisive. Spike Lee made a movie about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
School days, yep.
School days.
Okay.
And you see, when I went to an HBCU. Everybody knows I love my college, Lincoln University. The brown-skinned girls pledged Delta. The light-skinned girls pledged Alpha. In 4 years of college, I saw maybe 1 or 2 browner women in the Alpha line, and maybe 1 lighter complexion woman in the Delta line. And I was in college in this late 60s, early 70s. We were divided. Nobody wants to talk about it.
Paper bag test.
Yes, sir.
I say, yep.
Yeah, if you're darker than the paper bag, you're too dark.
Well, that's all I have, fellas. Love you. Naya sends her love. She's right here. She says hi. And
I hope I helped you, Maya. I hope I helped you.
He said he hoped that he helped you, Naya. And Bishop, I'm getting old. The end of the month, I'll be 55.
Man, you done got old. What you talking about? You getting old? I'll talk to you, boy.
All right, love you guys.
Bye-bye. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. I know Tom, and I know he is loaded by this conversation. Fort Lauderdale, Tom, how you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
How you doing, man?
I hear you fully loaded for this one.
Yeah, well, you know, light brain, almost white. And if you go down to Louisiana, them Creoles didn't play that.
Oh yeah, man. But do you remember Ebony magazine?
Yes.
Do you remember the transition in the cover models?
Yes.
They were as close to as light complected as they could be, with
And
features.
straight hair.
Yet features had to be shoulder length or hair down the back, and you did not see a darker skinned woman on the front of Ebony magazine. And then all of a sudden, it became unpopular to be of the lighter complexion, and Ebony started to reflect that with darker and darker and darker, with maybe a light skinned lady mixed into the group. But the African features were more acceptable. I watched it happen.
Yeah. Hey, Bishop, you talking about trophies.
If you were darker, you could get on jet.
Oh yeah. Bishop, you talking about trophies earlier.
Yeah.
Everybody getting one.
Yeah.
Hey, when I was a kid, I knew you get 3 places, and you work hard. I mean, you would put more effort in
Absolutely.
because you wanted one of those 3 trophies.
Absolutely.
If everybody gets one, it's a so what, then, you know. But I remember.
It
I got
celebrates
pissed one time.
a lack of achievement.
Yeah. And nothing wrong with that. To go for it.
I think
Now-
I think with it was. I think parents have to acknowledge what their kids are talented in, what they're not talented in, and what they are talented in. Work towards that.
Yep.
Why is that so hard?
It's not. Every child's not athletic.
No.
They're gifted in creativity of arts and stuff. Put them in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If they're not good at arts, put them in sports. Just,
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Let them find something to accomplish something in.
Yep.
Because that same sense of accomplishment they will carry into their professional life, higher education. I can do this. And it gives them more than one door of acceptance.
yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Bishop, I was listening to James Carville.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
But he sound like you, Bishop.
I get a kick out of him.
They mad at him because he's telling the truth.
Yeah, I know. They're always
Bishop,
mad
he
at
sound
him.
like you. He said, because I don't know what's this guy's problem, but Putin's got the goods on him.
I told you guys years ago. I told you. But here's the problem. I think they're hustling the boy from Ukraine.
Okay.
I think they're hustling.
Yeah.
I think they're hustling. I think
That's what Carville says.
yeah, to and I haven't heard Carver talk about this, but to have conversations, and while I'm having the conversation, you bombing my country, they hustling that boy.
They hustling.
Because what's going to happen, United States is going to say they're going to do something, and Russia's going to say they're going to do something. But I don't think this boy's dumb. I don't think he's going to let his guard down. But they're hustling him right now.
Yeah, I think he's playing the game right now pretty well.
They're
He's
hustling.
kissing butt a little bit.
He's got to know he can't trust our president right now. And
I think
he
he's
absolutely
totally aware.
has to know he can't trust Putin. He can't do it. I think they're hustling the boy big time. Phone calls.
Yeah, I know.
You threw me out the White House. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Now you want to be my friend?
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
Man, kick me out your house.
Right.
Okay.
And treat me bad while I'm there too.
Kicked me out. jumped me while I was there,
Yeah.
and then kicked me out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so we supposed to sit down and talk now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
also,
gonna threaten me?
Right. Yeah.
Something sad. George Foreman.
Yeah, man. I was reading up on it this morning. They're not saying what he passed of.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't that old either.
76.
Yeah.
I said to myself, I said, boy, guys my age are passing away. I'm like, come on, Doc.
Yeah.
But he had that boxing is not an easy way to live, man.
No.
And he boxed a long time.
Yeah. And then he came back after 10 years off.
It was 40s, right? He won the.
Yeah, he started winning
The
again.
oldest guy. Yeah.
Oldest guy to win the title. Yeah.
I saw George died. I'm like, what?
I work this. We got another 20, 30
I know.
years.
Yeah. You got.
Money won't keep you alive, Doc.
I know. We pray. We pray.
Your good
Pray.
grace will keep you alive.
Pray.
We pray. We pray.
Pray. This age thing, man, you just wear out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Can I ask Tom a question?
Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, did you see the article where they interviewed some of the Cubans and
Okay.
some of the Hispanics in Florida? So you got some who are upset, and then others, I'm not surprised, saying they should be deporting these people because they came here illegally, they're here the wrong way. I made it. Now, even though some of them came in with a legal visa and overstayed it, which means they were illegal,
All right.
we eventually worked it out. So, and they're still supporting Trump.
It's such
And
a
these
big deal
deportations,
down
like-
here.
Huh?
It's a big deal down here. And I'm telling you, I see it constantly.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what Kool-Aid are they drinking?
They're not drinking any Kool-Aid. They understand who they're dealing with. So what he wants to see them do is just what they're doing. And they're thinking, as a last-ditch effort, Tom, I'm going to come down on the side of the people that are hurting my people. And it's for their own survival. There's nothing else you can convince me of.
Yeah. And then you have the one thing they used to do.
They don't care.
They don't.
Yeah, where
They
this
don't.
guy from Venezuela recently went to his hearing because he came here when he was 13. Got his degree at Florida State University, was teaching school, but he was undocumented, but he was trying to get documented. Went through all the procedures. The next day after going in, he was arrested and sent down to Venezuela with these other prisoners because he had a tattoo. This guy has no record there or here.
I saw that.
And I think it's one of the cases that they're putting out front to show how ridiculous.
I saw that. But I also saw where they put about 200 people in some prison in some country.
Yep.
And now those people are lost in that prison system.
Not only that,
And they're
that
just
prison is
taking them and
horrible.
putting them there.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
Tom, I can't get away from this. It's about us.
Yep.
Because it's systematically. I mean, I don't get how people are surprised. He called people who died for our country suckers. Now, is that not enough
Right.
of an identifier?
Yes.
He said immigrants were polluting the blood of the nation. What else does he have to say? So now he's doing what he said. And you still have a group of people that saying, oh, he's all right.
Yep. Yep. It's not me,
He
it's
wants
them.
to go-
Because they're not in the first wave.
First week. Yep.
Now, nobody thought they were going to mess with those Cubans in Florida. Because that community there in Florida is a pretty industrious, productive community, right?
Oh, yeah.
No one thought that he was going to mess with them. They're being deported.
Yeah, 2025, people, if they read it, he's going by the playbook.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely. But they knew if they printed a 1,000-page document, the average American, the people that are being negatively impacted, were not going to read it and find out what their plan was.
Yep.
And I've said this. They listened to him say, I don't know anything about Project 2025. And I use this example, Tom. If you read the Old Testament, the most prominent name repeated in the Old Testament is God. Get to the New Testament, dominated by the character the fruit, the name of Jesus. You cannot be in a book that identifies you repeatedly and say it's not written about you.
Over 300 times.
300 times he's in that thing. This is about him, for him, and he's executing the plan.
Yep.
The only thing that's going to change it is the midterms, but we have to have the same political system in place at the midterms. But I think they're losing too much money in the markets and everything. Those billionaires are not liking this.
Yep.
Nobody likes losing 200 billion, 25 billion. You know, they might cough at 1 million.
Yep.
But billionaires don't like losing billions of dollars.
Yep.
Because it's a whole different lifestyle, whole different.
It is.
They better be careful.
Yeah.
Because money likes to keep money.
Yeah, and they talking about, well, if we have to go through a recession to get everything in order, that's what we got to do. Them folk ain't gonna like that.
Look.
Regular Americans ain't gonna like that.
Because here's the thing.
No.
Name me a billionaire that's going to be adversely affected by a recession.
The whole market, banks would have to crash for them to be affected.
A billionaire is saying you're going to have a hard time. They're not included. Congress and Senate are not going to have to worry about a thing.
No.
Their health care will stay in place. Their retirement will stay in place. Their job will be secured. And they're going to make a whole lot of money for walking around hollering at each other at meetings.
Yep. Yeah. They ain't worried about $10 eggs.
Come on, man.
They not worried about it at all.
Especially when they're eating in the congressional dining room every day.
Exactly.
Government paying for their lunch and their breakfast if they get there early enough. And if they get hungry, they can call downstairs and get something brought up.
Yep.
Come on, man. Don't tell me you're going to have everybody's going. You're not tightening yours.
No, you're not tightening yours. No.
You got insider information for the stock market. So you're making money hand over fist. Name me a politician that goes in broke and doesn't come out rich.
Yep.
You can't, except for the black ones.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Except for the black ones. The black ones go in, come out. They hide money in refrigerators.
Refrigerators, yeah. Under the mattress and stuff.
Yeah, they hide money
Buried it out back.
in the house. You know, the guy up in North Jersey, he hiding stuff in his house. You know, there's another system.
Yeah, there is.
There's another system because they say McConnell's one of the richest people ever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And living and overseeing one of the poorest states.
The state has not grown in wealth as he has. And he's been in his seat for what, 25, 30 years?
Yeah, a long time. Yep.
Long time.
Unbelievable stuff, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff. And they keep voting for him.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Well,
How does the guy that was the speaker continue to have the poorest state for 25 or 30 years? How does that work?
Yep. Because they know. They know. Well, then John said, if I make you feel like better than the black, I'm paraphrasing, black person, I can take your money all day long. They'll vote for their need to be elevated
Okay.
in their eyes,
Okay.
even though it's worse for them overall. That's the most important thing.
That would be so offensive to me. It would be like McGovern. That's our governor's name, right?
What is his name?
remember President, the governor?
No, our guy.
New Jersey governor.
Murphy.
Murphy, yeah, Murphy.
It'd be like Murph, who made his money at Goldman Sachs, not giving a darn about anybody in the state.
Yep.
Unbe-darn-leavable.
Yeah. Yep.
But, you know, and there's very few billionaires that are compassionate.
Yep.
Because in order to get there,
Yeah.
you got to be pretty ruthless.
And your level of greed has got to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You might call it ambition and everything, but,
It's greed.
ambition mimics inspiration.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's greed. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And speaking of ruthless,
Go ahead.
Tesla did not start the car company. He took it over.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Did he?
Yeah, he took it over.
Yeah.
Hostilely?
I don't know how he took it over.
Basically, so when people think he came up with this idea, he didn't come up with this idea. He just hijacked it.
Well, you know, so look at the Facebook guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He basically stabbed all his partners in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End up having to give him some money, but not compared to what he's made.
That's the story of America, though.
Doc.
Stolen ideas, taking stuff,
and stolen land.
Stolen land, yep. And here's my problem. We knew this stuff was going on before, like politics and business and bed together, but it was more private. Now it's completely open. What president do you know could have a Tesla? I'm buying a Tesla to support this man.
No.
Keeping it on the White House property.
No.
Good. Right?
Who do you know could turn the White House lawn into a Tesla commercial? I'm going for a test drive?
Yeah. Talk about a possible, that's a conflict of interest.
He didn't even know how to get into the car. He hadn't had to drive himself open door for so long. I'm looking at, you're selling cars now? But, okay. Yeah. At the White House.
At the White House.
And the head of commerce.
And then Barack got criticized for a tan suit, right?
Tan suit, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tan suit Barack got for wearing the tan suit he bought. Okay. But we're selling cars now.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. But that's all right with people. You know. Yeah. But Musk is not all right with people.
No.
Bishop, they also, the head of the commission, of trade commission, said buy Tesla stock.
Unbelievable.
You don't tell people.
You don't tell people
buy
that.
stock.
But guess what? A little subtlety in the storyline the last couple of weeks. You know they fired all the inspectors general. Well, I hear a slip of a report yesterday that one of the inspectors generals was investigating Monk.
Yes.
Before they fired everybody. So it didn't look like they were going after one guy. They wiped them all out.
All out, yep.
I said that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Because this
you
one
talking
guy
about the
was,
female?
this one inspector general was bearing down on him, and they couldn't just fire her.
No.
Let's get them all out.
Yeah.
We don't need them.
We don't need them. Some crazy times.
I'm trying to tell you.
Some crazy times.
You know, but you know when I'm like
There's
this. If I'm
a
related
rhythm
to
to his madness.
if I'm related to the president, and I can't get a pardon,
Yeah. Something's wrong.
something's wrong.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
So
I
I mean
agree.
that I don't know. Tom.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right, man. Take it easy. 866-743-8267. 866-743-8267. We got the D's on the line. Got Derek from Camden and Danny from Lauderhill. So we're going to Derek from Camden. He's on line one. Hey, Derek, how you doing?
Hi, David D. Evans. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How you feeling, man?
I'm pissed. I'm feeling hurt.
Why?
Because my whole arms is numb.
Are you doing your rehab?
Yeah, I'm in my rehab.
Okay. Did you expect it to happen in 1 week?
I
No.
ain't expect it to happen in 1 week, but
You know what? You know what, man? You need to spend less time being pissed. All right. And let me tell you why. Because you're using energy and strength to be upset that your body could be using to recover.
right.
So if you're going
Yeah,
to
my
if you're
whole-
going to be angry, use
No,
that
I
use
don't-
that use that to move that arm. You hear me?
Right, but my whole arm is numb.
It's fine. You still got arm sitting down there. You see it? Start concentrating on moving your fingers. That's all. Start with your fingers, not the whole arm.
Right.
Don't waste your time being upset. Do you hear me?
I wanted to know, is it from the brace that I got on my neck?
The brace or the accident? No, it's the accident. And if it's the brace, talk to the therapist about it, and maybe they'll try to remove it for a couple of days. But maybe you're not stable enough in your back yet for that. But I don't want you getting distracted.
No, because they took the brace. I mean, they took the staples out of my neck.
Okay, good.
And I don't know if they're gonna remove it. Or do I have to see the doctor about that?
You mean there's a brace in your neck?
Yes.
They operated on you and put the brace there?
Yes.
Okay, so you may need to talk to the doctor about that. Depends on what kind of brace they put there. you know, whether it has flexibility and all that in it. And then it just could be something as simple as your whole neck and everything is still swollen. There's a bunch of inflammation. Takes a little while for nerves to recover. Okay?
Right.
Don't waste your time being mad. Ask the right questions and do your therapy. Your body's got to learn to do again.
Right, because the brace is so tight. I don't know if it is.
They probably had to stabilize your neck there. You can be walking around with your head leaning to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
And OT said, don't let your neck get mad at you.
That's right. You got to heal up, man.
Oh,
I mean, you got hit by a car.
Right.
And you almost died.
Right.
Right. So you got to heal up, bro.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah.
So calm your hips down. You hear me?
Right.
Okay. Now, how much exercise you gonna do today to try to get your body back in shape?
I have no idea. I haven't been into OT yet.
All right. Well, when you go in there, make sure you don't be mad. Don't run your mouth too much. Concentrate on what you got to do. You hear?
Right.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
That was Derek from Camden, y'all. You need to know his testimony. He was hit by an automobile, severely injured. They never thought he'd walk again. He's walking. His only complaint now, he's got some numbness in his arm. Starting his rehab. First, God saved his life. Now God's going to give him the rest of his body back. But he's, no harvest of anything in the kingdom is available without your participation. Okay. Go. Danny, how you doing, man?
Danny.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Bishop?
Man,
Nick, how y'all doing today?
good to hear your voice. Welcome to On Point again, man. How's my sister doing?
Blessed and highly favored. How you doing,
Yeah,
Bishop?
I know she blessed and highly favored.
Okay. I just want to go ahead and say this right quick because I know I don't have that much time.
Okay.
But I just want to go ahead and say this, that I just really, and I say this for all the listeners, we really appreciate you and Pastor Nick and your staff for the job that you're doing. You're doing a great job because everything that you do is God is in the plan and what have you. And I just been noticing and checking out things that have been happening, and you brought us through certain situations that we were in. We had a housing crisis. We had storms, tornadoes, fires, and things like that, and we made it through. And so I was just sitting thinking, why should I be worried? Why should I be upset? And I'm listening to your latest series about prayer, how it is that you bring everything that we need in right on time. It's according to God's plan.
Appreciate that.
We really appreciate that. And we're listening to what's going on.
I appreciate
and I said all of that to say this. If he brought us through COVID, he brought us through storms, he brought us through all these different disasters and what have you. And right now we have pestilence, we have disease, we have diseases that haven't been around for years. And God has taken us through that. If we could make it through all those other things, we're going to make it through this.
Absolutely.
But we have to stick together. And what I like about it, and then I have to take my hat off to the both of you, you and Pastor Nick, the way that you work together and you listen to each other.
Yeah.
And I've learned from Pastor Nick to respect what he has to say because what he says makes a lot of sense.
Always.
Yes.
Always. He's the oldest young man I know.
and he doesn't realize this.
He oldest young. You see all that gray hair, don't you?
Right.
You see all that gray hair around his mouth, don't you?
Pastor Nick, you said some things about that when we were going through the housing crisis. I was ready to give it up because we were going through different situations and what have you. But things that he said made sense. They're giving his money away to banks and what have you. They should be giving it to the people and what have you. And I learned from that, and then I said, well, let me go ahead and look. He has a lot of good things to say. And Bishop listens to him. I listen to Bishop and him, and the both of you as to what you say. And we really appreciate it. And God bless you all.
We appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all.
And this goes for the staff, because I know it takes a lot to produce this.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of people that are behind the scene that do things, and I take my hat off to all of you, everyone.
Yeah. We got a new studio you're going to see us in soon, too.
Yeah. gonna be cool.
Really?
Yeah, we got a new
Okay.
studio. Yeah.
Okay.
Reverend Gaines and
Yeah.
her staff put it together, and
Okay. Okay.
I know she's gonna scream because I called her Reverend Gaines, but she's and her staff put it together, and we're excited about what's gonna look like. When's our debut? Do we know?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
they
you
put some finishing
you all
touches.
you all
Yeah,
have
yeah.
touched people that you never talk to, that you never meet, because we relate what you say to us to our friends and what have you, and pass it on.
God
So,
bless you.
Thank you again.
Thank you, man.
Bless you.
I'll talk to
Okay.
you soon now.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We come to the end of another program. Appreciate that. That's Danny, one of our longtime callers. We got a little caught up in another stream of consciousness today, but we're glad that you all were with us. Tomorrow, of course, is Sunday. I want to take the chance, me and Pastor Nick want to take the opportunity to personally invite you to come and fellowship with us. We have a virtual service at 8 o'clock that people watch from around the country. Our 11 o'clock is live. People also watch it, but you want to do the live experience with us if you can. If you're anywhere in the area, people are driving up to an hour, sometimes further, to get here on Sunday mornings at 11 o'clock. We start promptly. The worship has been phenomenal. God's been giving us a word that's helping us get through whatever we're going through in life. You want to be a part of that. If you want to know what's going on with the church, you can text BBC News to 28950. If you need some spiritual pickup during the week, you can text BBC Elevate to 28950. We love to pray with you. You can write us at prayer@gotobethany.com. We'd love to touch and agree with you. You know about our podcast platforms on YouTube and David J. Evans Ministries, and you know about us on Facebook. But we want to see you. You need to experience the power of God, especially in these days, and not just to get a little hit, but to become a part of what God is doing. Great things. People are getting saved. Lives are being changed. We're impacting neighborhoods, impacting nations. We want you to be a part of all that. Now, for Pastor Nicholas
Don't forget
Smith.
tomorrow. Bethlehem tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I'll be in Bethlehem.
Yep.
We'll be in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, with Pastor Paul Patrick, Second Baptist Church. Or is it First Baptist?
Second Baptist.
Second Baptist Church in Bethlehem. We'll be there at 5 o'clock sharp. I want you to come out and meet us and invite your friends to come. We're going to have a great time in the Lord. I'll be preaching. Our music ministry, Transformation Music, will be ministering song. We'll have a great time with the Lord, and we'll get to come together. I want to meet you, shake your hand, get to know you. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, for our staff, remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. I'm Bishop David J. Evans, and we'll see you next time on Point.